welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe. And for today's video, we are going to talk about power pumping. When I was breastfeeding Lucy, I actually spoke to two different lactation consultants in the beginning because if you guys don't know, Lucy was about 5 pounds 14 ounces, if I'm not mistaken, when she was born. So she was super, super tiny. And the priority a lot of times when babies are born so small is to increase their weight as quickly as possible. Lucy has always been a very steady growth type baby. So she was very consistent in her growth, but it wasn't very significant. She's very small. She's very petite, if you guys don't know. But on both occasions when I spoke to these lactation consultants, they both told me one thing. They said to power pump. And basically what power pumping is to mimic cluster feeding. And that's to increase your milk supply. Because I was one of those people where my milk came in very delayed. It took about a week. And that is a pretty long time. Most women's milk comes in like 2 to 3 days after they have their baby. But Lucy was induced, and I think that was just one of the complications that I suffered when I was induced to give birth to Lucy. It just delayed my milk supply because my body was kind of in shock, so to speak, and it was still playing catch up. So I have my breast pump right here. I do still have it just because I don't know if I'm gonna have more kids or not, but you know, just in case, you never know. But I ended up getting the Medulla Freestyle pump. This is what it looks like. The little hose, and it's all attached, and it's hands-free. It's pretty quiet. I think it's pretty quiet. And it has the settings. You can increase the suction, and it also has like a memory option. You hold this down and it just memorizes your preferences. So I think this is a really good pump for just convenience. It's lightweight, it's small, and the good thing about it is that you can use it hands-free. Like it has this that attaches to your, I don't have a breastfeeding shirt on obviously, but you just clip this onto the little breastfeeding part, and then this part clips onto the back of this right here, and then it just goes, you can't really see, and it just goes like this on your boob, and it'll stay. And I also to make it a little bit easier if you didn't want to use that, I bought this is from Medulla as well. It's a breastfeeding, like a hands-free pumping bra, and it has the hole right here for the cup, and then you just put it on around your back and it zips up in the front. If you guys want to, I'll just link everything down below if I can find it. I'll try to find the links to them. I ordered the pump. Where did I order the pump from? Oh, the pump was through my insurance, and the breastfeeding, the hands-free bra, I ordered on Amazon, but I'll link them down below so that you guys can see what they are, the prices and stuff like that. I'll just have them down below for you. Also, this is not sponsored, but I did get my pump through my insurance, and the hands-free bra was one of the recommendations from one of the nurses at the hospital. I actually ended up buying that way later. But getting to power pumping. So essentially the method is you're mimicking cluster feeding. So what you would do is that you would pump for 20 minutes the first time, rest for about 10 minutes, and then go back to pumping 10, rest 10, pump 10. The lactation consultant actually told me that I should do that for about an hour. Lucy nursed way more often than every hour in the beginning. For the first month or two, she nursed every 30 to 45 minutes because she was so tiny. Like her stomach obviously was super tiny, so she nursed quite frequently. So what I did was I would do that at night because she would actually sleep for an hour at a time at night. So at night what I would do is I would power pump at night while she was sleeping. As soon as she finished nursing and got to sleep, I would power pump because then I would get the whole hour of pumping in, and then she would wake up, I would latch her. I still had enough milk to nurse her on both breasts, and then what I would do is I would feed her the rest of it through the bottle once she finally got adjusted to the bottle, because for a while she didn't really want the bottle. And that helped kind of bring my milk in. Once my milk came in, I stopped power pumping. Basically what my milk supply did is it came in and then it would only produce milk via Lucy breastfeeding. So it became really hard for me to pump after a while. But at the beginning, to get my milk to come in, to hurry up and just kind of get in there, was power pumping. That really helped. And both lactation consultants told me the exact same thing. I did have to seek lactation consultants because, one, our insurance covered it, and at the hospital the lactation consultant came in when Lucy was born, and then afterwards, for Lucy's first couple of checkups, I went and saw a lactation consultant because she wanted to make sure that everything was going fine and all that. But they both told me that power pumping was probably the best thing you could do, and I genuinely want to say that it really does work. My milk went from one day not having almost any milk to actually getting engorged and needing to nurse Lucy, which was good because her weight started coming up properly like it was supposed to. But honestly, power pumping is probably most effective. The only problem is that it's kind of hard to like schedule out a whole hour to be able to power pump. So what I did when I couldn't get the whole hour in, I would at least try to squeeze 30 minutes in, pump for 10 minutes, rest for 10, and then pump for 10. And then another little tip that you guys can do if you have a hard time trying to fit in the power pumping is to nurse on one side and pump the other breast while you're nursing, because a lot of times the other boob is already leaking anyways because you're nursing, and it's just, I guess it's just a reflex that happens when you nurse. I know it happened to me quite often. I would nurse Lucy on one side and the other side would be leaking. So you can just go ahead and take advantage of your breast already being stimulated and just pump that milk so that one, it doesn't go to waste, and two, your body will keep producing milk so that you can constantly bring your milk supply up. And then the other tip to go along with power pumping would be to stay hydrated. Drink as much water as you can, because that helps not only you, but it helps your milk supply. If you tend to be on the dehydrated side, it's a little bit harder for your body to produce milk because there's not as much liquid in your system. So definitely stay hydrated and try the power pumping method, because it definitely worked for me when I was breastfeeding Lucy. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And like I said before, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.